Oftentimes, people talk about it. So, we want to address some key issues. Um, we hope that you learn one or two things at the course of this live session. All right. So, as you can see on the topic, we're looking at should I resign my job? I think that is a question. All right. So it's looking weird, but we're going to address it tonight, or rather this moment. So I encourage you all to come with your popcorn, a bottle of water, a bottle of coke, or anything at all by your side, so we can be on this journey together tonight, right? So and again, I encourage you all to come with your pen and paper. I have my pen here and my paper, so that I'll be jotting a whole lot of things at the course of the session. So I also encourage you to do same, so that you have questions to ask, and you can easily fall back to your notes. It's good to be jotting down stuff while listening to sessions. All right. So and these are premium content that you paid for it in some other client or in some other places, but you are getting it for free here. Nopreneur. All right. So again, if you are not part of our community yet, I encourage you to do the same. Join our community on Telegram, where we do host a weekly training session on the different topics. We held training earlier on information marketing, how to package and sell your information product. We've learned that from beginning to end, and there are testimonies from people who attended the live session. Rather, yeah, I call it live. Yeah, of course. live training session on our Telegram platform. Okay, so we're encouraged to do same. Um, and we also encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. By doing this, it will encourage us to do more. All right, and one last I should add this is to also like and share with your friends or family members. Encourage them to also be part of this. Don't be selfish, all right? Okay. So like you see on the screen, or rather, title of the live session is "Should I resign my job?" Is it weird? Maybe to you, but to some people, they are familiar with stuff like this. All right. So kind of enjoying the moment. Give me or rather, give us some few seconds. We'll be right back. Enjoy the music. All right. Welcome back from the break. We just quickly resolved some things. I hope you enjoyed the little break. All right. So now before we jump into or hop into today's session, if you are joining us for the very first time, this is Nopreneur and it's powered by Finance Wise. Nopreneur is a product, or rather, a program designed by Finance Wise to help African youths to cope the issue of unemployment in the continent, and to also show them ways of how they can increase their source of income. Primarily, that is what entrepreneur is all about. Of course, we there are a whole lot of things, not just that, all right. So we have a whole lot of we have wide of a range of activities, right? So we have trainings, we have having live sessions with people with specialists on different fields of life. Okay, and like I said, it's powered by Finance Wise, and Finance Wise is a personal finance firm that is out there to help African youths better manage their finances. Okay, because before now, the aged ones have suffered a whole lot as a result of financial mismanagement, and we don't want youths to face the same or pass through the same route, right? So that's why we're here, and We hope you also enjoy the journey with us. Kindly join us on this journey as we put an end to um, personal finance challenges, right? Be financially intelligent, be financially wise, and be financially up to date, be financially current. Okay, so now let's hop into this. The the topic, or rather the job of the day, right? So now over time I've seen people ask this question: should I resign my job? Because going through the social media, you see people will say, "Oh, sack your boss or resign your job," blah blah blah. There are a whole lot of people, and some people are confused. Some people has reached out to us, okay, so what is really this? Should I resign my job? Should I continue working with my current employer? So many questions coming up. So we decided to put up this program, or rather today's session, in order to answer this very particular question, and to put so much light to it. And we hope you learn a whole lot. And so, like I said, please pick your pen and paper, because we have a whole lot of things to mention here, and there will be a whole lot of take home points. So we advise you take come along with your pen and paper, so that you jot down a couple of things that we'll be mentioning here. All right. So now, previously we understand, we learn how to identify what you can monetize, right? Your skills, and even if you don't have any at the moment, you also mention how you can identify one and monetize it, right? We've listed out the process, the procedures you can follow in order to identify your skills that you can monetize. And we'll also discuss how you can package your product and sell it out to people. We'll also mention how to identify the right audience. We'll also mention how to identify the right product for the right audience and the right packaging for your product. Okay, and we'll also learn how to identify the needs of the audience. Okay, so it's not something that you achieve overnight. So if I say you achieve it overnight, I lie, I deceive myself, and I also deceive you. So don't believe anyone that says, "Oh, you can get all the whole of this result overnight." No, it's a process. It's steps, right? So the steps are something you must follow. It's not an end. It's a process, like I mentioned before. Now it's a process that you must follow, and if you stick to it, you must be consistent. You must consistently follow this process, so that you achieve your desired result and your desired goals at the end of the day. But if you are just after getting the money out there, or you're after all those um, making it overnight, I'm sorry for you. This is not for you. Entrepreneur is not for you. Entrepreneur is not for people who want to make it overnight, who want to make billions, thousands of dollars overnight. No, entrepreneur is not for your type, right? You have to be patient. You have to be consistent. You have to delay gratification, okay, in order to achieve success. So it's a process, okay. So we've learned all that previously on our session. Okay, so now that you have identified a job, or rather a skill, should I sack my employer? I think that is the question a whole lot of people will be asking. Kind of, okay, now that I've identified my my skill or what I can monetize, should I sack my employer? Well, the answer, it depends on you. It's not a straight answer. It's not a yes or no answer to this very particular question. But then it lies on you. Probably you will get an answer from my explanation, right? So, should I sack my current employer because of the skills I developed? Huh, that's a very big question. Um, for me, and also from experience, it's not advisable to sack your current employer, most especially if you are just setting out into the knowledge economy. All right. So let me use this scenario to explain what I want to say. And now we have Mr. John. Mr. John is an employee of XYZ company, or rather, is an employee of Finance Wise, right? So now Mr. John discovered that he can make graphics, he can design for people, and yeah, and he can make money from there. So why in finance wise as an employee, he he worked with the marketing department of finance wise, and at the marketing department he also learned several marketing skills, ranging from graphic designs, digital marketing, content creation, and a whole lot of stuff. So now at this point in time, he discovered that, oh, graphic design is a deal for me, and for me, graphic design is what I will venture into. So now that he discovered that, okay, graphic designing is what he will venture into, should he resign because he has identified his skill? Well, the answer is no. No, because number one, John is just setting out. He don't have an audience yet. He don't have a market yet, right? He just discover his skill. He just discover what he can market or what he can monetize. Well, he has not yet developed it yet to a pro level, and aside that, he has not built a market for his skills yet. He don't know who are his potential customers, or rather he knows his potential client, but then he don't know where they are, because we have different graphic designers out there. Okay, so remember, we're talking of setting out or launching out into this information marketing, or rather knowledge economy. You have to discover your niche. It's not everything. For example, graphic designing, because you're a graphic designer does not mean that you can do everything as regards graphic designing. You have to niche down. Maybe you only design for birthday parties, you only design for weddings, you only design for political parties campaigning, you design for companies, uh, you design for. So there are different niche under graphic designing. All right, so simply because you can design now mean that, oh, I should resign my own, I should resign my current employment. You are shooting yourself on the leg, because the moment you resign, there are so many things attached that will weigh you down, that will make you to like to go back to your employer again. What are those things? Number one, you have not fully you maybe you've not fully studied the market to know what the market demands are. Number two, you don't have the financial capacity to develop your own agency. Okay, and number three, you also don't have the required team members, because all this you can't just achieve it alone. You need people, you need other resources. Previously, if you are following me on LinkedIn or any other social media platform, i've I've mentioned this. I started my business with zero capital, stuff like that. Yeah. So, and I try to explain that what does capital mean. So we meant to understand that capital is not just about money, right? Capital constitutes human resources, constitute your intellectual capabilities, also constitute your connections, and also what else? I think there are four items I mentioned. I can't recall them offhand now. Okay, so now, did you have all this in place, or you just have connection? Maybe you don't even have a connection, you don't belong to the graphic designers community, that you develop yourself at the end of, so that you will get more clients, right? So at this point in time, the advice I'll give Mr. John is to hold on, develop his skills, right? Hone his skills, identify his market, know his audience, know those who are hungry for for him, or for the kind of services you want to offer into the market, right? So once he achieved that, so of course, like I said, it's a process. It's not something you achieve overnight. So you must follow the process in order to get your desired result or goals. Of course, you must set goals and objectives before you set out. So if you don't have all this, you're also shooting yourself on the leg. So now, you should not sack your current employer simply because he just developed his skills. There are more to it. Okay, you have to develop yourself. You have to identify your market, identify your target audience, identify their needs. Because if you don't meet their needs, then you are just um, beating the air. All right. So the next thing I also want to mention here is someone asked me recently, should I combine my side hustle with my current job? That's also a very nice question. But now, that is the best thing I will advise John. Remember, I'm using John as a case study here. So if you're following, I want you to pay attention very closely. If you miss any points, you've missed out. So pay attention closely and follow me why we're right into this. So now, John, in his own case, is working on the marketing department of finance wise, and of course, in the marketing department, it's a very wide department. It constitutes graphic design, content creation, social media management, so a whole lot of team members, right? It's not just one person who is managing that section. So and now, because of the relationship he was able to build amongst between him and his team members, he was able to get other skills added to what he knows, and so because of that, he's thinking of resigning or rather sagging his employer. But then, at this point in time, he's supposed to do the graphic designing work as a side hustle and not as a full-time job because he's not fully established. He's supposed to do it as a side hustle. Mind you, a side hustle should not in any way affect his current job, his current productivity with his employer. Okay, so if you have a side hustle, you should not allow the side hustle or the side job or the side gig, whatever name you call it, to affect your current employment. Okay, so the current employment is what is fueling your side hustle. When you tamper with it, then your hustle will also be affected, and by extension, you as a whole, and also your dependents. And if you look at the escalation, is going to be so much, right? The side effect of it will be so much. So it's better you avoid that, right? Sorry, we trying to resolve something. Please give me a minute. Okay, so John is advised not to resign his job, number one, and he also advised to combine his current job with a side hustle, which is a graphic design he's thinking of starting on his own, or rather resigning to start it as a full-time job. I believe you are following my story, right? So, how much should I gather before starting my side hustle? Now, it does not cost you any amount of money for you to start your side hustle, right? Remember, we were talking of capital, right? Capital is not just about money. Capital is beyond money. Though money is also a factor, but it's not just money. To a large extent, money is not the major requirement in this case, in this scenario, as regards starting your side hustle. Number one is building your connection, right? Your intellectual capacity, and then the financial resources, of course, right? So these are some of the things you need. So you don't really need much money to, for example, graphic designing. We have different graphic designing tools out there that you can get. Of Canva is a very good tool you can use online. So with Canva, you need just your smartphone to get started as a graphic designer, and you must not be a premium user before you can start using it. Without a subscription, you can get started with Canva. Okay, so you can design for people, you can design for companies, you can design for weddings, you can design for birthday parties, you can design for occasions, events, different kind of stuff, right? So, but then depending just on Canva is not enough. You have to also develop yourself so that you don't give what low quality designs to people. Your design has to be top notch, such a way that people will be wanting to come more. People will be wanting for more patronage, right? So that is it. In order to stay afloat and in order to overcome the issue of I don't have money, I don't have this to get started. As far as you have your smartphone, you can get started with graphic design. And also, digital marketing is also another thing that you can start as a side hustle. Social media management is another thing you can also start as a side hustle. So we have whole lot of businesses you can start as side hustle without quitting your current job. All right. So you don't materially need enough money to get started. All you need is smartphone for now. And of course, smartphone is not just enough. You need also, I say material. So you need money. That is what I mean. Money for data subscription is very necessary. So because it's online stuff, so you need data connection. So you must buy data. You must subscribe for you to be able to do this. So most especially if you are in a country where there are no free Wi-Fi, right? So except you are in a developed country where there is free accessibility to internet by their citizens, then you are good to go as regard your online business or hustle, whatever name we call it, right? So at what point in time should I sack my employer or resign my current job? Uh, right. So this is also a wonderful question. At what point in time? So the point in time you need to sack your employer is when you feel that you have a market, you have an audience, and you also have um, your resources, enough resources to meet the demands of your potential clients. That is when you can say, okay, oh, my employer, I think I can go from here. Get me right? At what point in time should I resign my job to focus on my side hustle or business? The answer that I can give this now, there's no a yes or no answer to this. I'm saying this from my own personal experience, from what I know, from what I've experienced, and not what anyone else has experienced. Maybe someone else experience might be different from mine. Good, there's no two about it, right? So there's no right answer to this, but to a large extent, I see some couple of people having the same kind of experience I had. So that is why I'm advising based on my experience, right? So a lot of people who ask these questions are from uh, have similar experiences or similar stories as mine. So that is why I'm answering based on my own experience. Okay, so now if you don't have a very strong market base, for example, John don't have a very strong market base and want to start graphic designing work. Now there are different tools out there for people to use for free, right? Some employers don't need to employ a graphic designer or a graphic designer consultant. Okay, they can do it on their own, learn. So there are a whole lot of materials there on YouTube. You can go to YouTube, learn how to make designs, different free tools you can use. Okay, so there are people who also design stuff on their own. If, for example, they want to post an event, they want to do birthday party, they want to design posters for events, they do on their own. So now talking of starting, if you are not a professional and if if you are not good at it, and if you don't have a very strong market that needs your services, then resigning is not an option. You still maintain it as a side hustle. Of course, I'm saying this based on what we the finance wise stand for. We stand for you having more than one source of income, having different streams of income, even if it's just dollar you are seeing a month or a year from the other side of it is good for you to have it at least. So even when you have an issue with your primary source, you still have a secondary source to fall back to, right? So that is what we advise at finance, that is what we also stand for, that is what we also believe. And so, since entrepreneur is our product, we will not advise you to go otherwise. We'll advise you, we'll give you the best advice, and we'll tell you the best in what is obtainable, what is practicable, and what is accessible out there. So, we won't give you otherwise, and we won't like to mislead you or um, tell you things that will make you fall or regret tomorrow. Nah, right. So, basically, that is it all about. For now, should I resign my job? So, don't resign your job. If you are planning to resign your job, then you ensure that you have a market, you have an audience, and you also have a need for your products. So, if these three things are lacking, forget about it. Don't resign your job. Still maintain it as a side hustle. All right, and also your skill. How how developed are you as regard your skills? Are you a professional? Are you an amateur? Or so you have to know where you stand as regards your own skills, so that when you set out, you don't set out to shoot yourself on the leg, right? So these are some of the things we encourage you to look at for before thinking of let me sack my job, sack my boss, or sack my employer, resign, any name, whichever name you call it, right? So today's meeting is just a very brief meeting, just for us to have discussion around this. So if you have any question, I will give this time to ask your question. And if you don't have your question, we'll move on to the next item. All right. So I'm still with you. Uh, I'll wait your questions. Okay. Right. In the absence of any question, I think we call it a day here. We're meeting again in the next 2 weeks, and next 2 weeks we have something special coming your way. So do endeavor to tune in. Of course, we are going to do publicity right before then. So same venue, same time, next 2 weeks. So next week will be um next week will be 29 of May. Because I'm not sure, but I think 29 of May will be next 2 weeks. So want to tune in same time 4 p.m. West African time. Same YouTube channel, right? Also, don't endeavor to join our Telegram community. Follow us on various social media handles. On LinkedIn, you can follow us at FinanceWise or follow Akali Edom. The name being displayed on the screen. Follow us also on Instagram. You can also follow me on Instagram with same name on Facebook. Same name Akali Edom or FinanceWise. So follow us and see our activities, most especially our Telegram community is where we host trainings because Entrepreneur is a product designed to help you discover your skills and monetize it. It's all about knowledge economy, right? And most importantly, let me tell you something. Do you know that you have a skill or a solution to someone else's health problem that when you help them meet their needs and desire, you help save their life. You can save their marriages. You can save their health situation. You can be a lifesaver to them. So why are you keeping it to yourself? Why are you not launching out that idea, that skills, that potential in you so that the world will benefit? The world is waiting for you. They are watching. Are you going to die with it or are you going to unleash it? Help save a life. Help save someone. Help someone discover himself. Help someone better his life. Thank you. My name Akali Edom. See you in our next session. Thank you so much. Thank you for staying tuned to this very moment. We appreciate you. We don't take any moment for granted. Any of your time, we don't take it for granted. You sacrifice your other activities to attend this live session. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. See you next time. From all of us and Entrepreneur, we say thank you for tuning in and do have a wonderful evening.